Leonardo DiCaprio, behind the scenes of a romantic phenomenon, is 6 the magic number? Forget the glitter of Oscars and the captivating roles that brought him worldwide fame. The real intrigue in Leonardo DiCaprio's life lies not on screen, but in his personal relationships, where over decades, a surprising, almost shocking pattern has been observed. Could it be that for one of Hollywood's most eligible bachelors, there's an invisible clock counting down to an inevitable breakup? Each of his romances, as a rule, lasts no more than 6 years, and for most of his chosen partners, their 25th birthday becomes fatal. This isn't just a coincidence, it's an archetype of behavior that makes the world hold its breath awaiting the next victim of this unwritten rule. Prepare to dive into a detailed analysis of Leo's romantic adventures, where each breakup isn't a random event, but another confirmation of his mysterious yet inexorable rule that makes one ponder the star's true motives. Gisele Bündchen, 1999 to 2005, the first icon and a bright phase that ended with changes driven by deep aspirations. Their relationship, lasting about 6 years, became a true benchmark for Hollywood and an object of admiration for millions. Leo and Gisele Bündchen weren't just two celebrities, they were the face of an era, a star couple who embodied success, glamour, and youth, a true symbol of a star alliance. They were seen on every red carpet, their photographs graced the covers of every glossy magazine worldwide. These were relationships that attracted attention not only for their star status but also, it seemed, for a deep connection and mutual understanding. Gisele, at the peak of her modeling career, which demanded constant shoots in shows around the world, fit perfectly into his world, sharing his dynamic lifestyle that included numerous travels, parties, and social events. They were the perfect couple at first glance. However, it was during this period that Gisele began seeking something more than just external glitter and the superficial glamour of Hollywood life. Her openness about the pressure associated with her career and relationship, and her desire for a more grounded, meaningful life, became one of the signals of the impending breakup. In interviews, she recalled panic attacks and discomfort with having to pretend to be perfect and meet inflated expectations. She might have lacked stability and a deep emotional connection that Leonardo, at that time, couldn't or wouldn't offer, as his priorities were focused on his career and environmental activism. The breakup in 2005 was a shock to many fans, but for Gisele, it was a crucial step towards self-realization and building the family she later pursued, finding stability with another partner. This shows that even in seemingly ideal star relationships, personal aspirations and internal changes can outweigh any external sparkle. Bar Refaeli, 2005 to 2011, a repeated scenario and a test of distance, leading to incompatible goals. After Gisele, DiCaprio almost immediately plunged into a new romance with another world-class model, the Israeli beauty Bar Refaeli. This relationship also lasted a significant period, approximately 6 years, completely replicating the duration of the previous one and reinforcing the idea of a magic number or a certain time limit in his personal life. Their relationship was less media-heavy in terms of official public appearances than with Gisele, but it was still actively covered by paparazzi during their numerous travels and joint vacations in the most exotic corners of the world. Bar was also an extremely successful model, younger than him, fitting his type, which allowed her to integrate into his lifestyle without significant problems. The relationship with Bar was marked by periods of reconciliation and breakups, indicating a certain instability or, perhaps, an unwillingness of one of the partners to move to the next level of commitment. Rumors circulated that Bar desired marriage and a settled life, as her age approached the point when many women begin to think about starting a family, while Leo was not ready for such a step, preferring freedom and the opportunity to focus on his career and environmental projects, which increasingly occupied his time and attention. Ultimately, this led to the final breakup in 2011, again, emphasizing his aversion to settling down and traditional family life. This relationship confirmed that even a strong connection and mutual attraction don't always evolve into something long-term if partners have different life goals and visions for the future, and public pressure and constant questions about marriage only exacerbate these differences. Leo, it seemed, preferred a dynamic that allowed him to maintain a certain degree of independence. Blake Lively, 2011. A short, but bright non-model episode and a deviation from the usual path. DiCaprio's brief but bright romance with American actress Blake Lively in 2011 marked a noticeable deviation from his usual preference for models and caused a wave of surprise among observers. This connection attracted a lot of attention because Blake, though incredibly beautiful and fashionable and having some early modeling experience, was primarily known as a successful actress with a promising career, rather than a supermodel. They were seen together in various parts of the world, including the prestigious Cannes Film Festival, during romantic strolls in Europe, on yachts, and during bike rides, which became a hallmark of his dates. This romance showed that DiCaprio can step outside his usual type, at least for a short time, but it seems such relationships don't stand the test of time. Perhaps differing work schedules, the distinct worlds of acting and modeling, or simply a lack of sufficient chemistry and a shared vision for the future led to the quick breakup. This episode confirmed that while he might occasionally deviate from his romantic rules, he eventually returns to his familiar patterns. Interestingly, after her breakup with Leo, Blake very quickly found happiness with actor Ryan Reynolds, creating one of Hollywood's most enduring and beloved families, which may indicate her readiness for stable relationships unlike DiCaprio at that moment. A carousel of models and the reinforcement of the 25-year rule, denying long-term commitments after Bar Refaeli in the brief episode with Blake Lively, a real carousel of romances with younger models began, typically lasting about a year to a year and a half, rarely exceeding this mark. Each of them, Aaron Hatherton, Tony Garn, Kelly Rohrbach, Nina Agdal, was bright, successful, and, of course, younger than him, and all were within the age range of up to 25 years at the start of the relationship. These relationships were less media-intensive in terms of public coverage than his romances with Gisele and Bar, but they were still documented by paparazzi during their numerous travels and vacations in exotic resorts, where Leo often spends time with his friends and partners. These periods are characterized by DiCaprio seemingly enjoying relationships without excessive pressure or expectations that might lead to something more. These were romances that perfectly suited his lifestyle: joint vacations on private yachts, attending elite parties, traveling the world. However, none of these connections evolved into anything more serious that would allow them to move to the next stage, such as cohabitation, official engagement, or family planning. This became another, and increasingly obvious, confirmation that the 25-year rule and his reluctance to settle down are becoming more noticeable and consistent, almost like an unconscious self-preservation mechanism against commitment. These breakups only reinforced the perception of DiCaprio as an eternal bachelor who is not in a hurry to burden himself with family ties and, perhaps, avoids deep emotional attachments that could threaten his freedom and independence. Camila Morrone, 2017 to 2022. The long-awaited test of the 25-year rule and the inevitability of the archetype. The relationship with Argentine-American model and actress Camila Morrone became the most significant in the context of discussions about the 25-year rule and turned into a kind of proving ground for this theory. The romance lasted almost 5 years, which was significantly longer than previous relationships after Bar Refaeli, and raised hopes for many that Leo would finally come to his senses and change his habits, perhaps even marry and settle down. Camila, being the daughter of actress Lucila Sola and Al Pacino's stepdaughter, had some connection to the acting world, though she began her career as a model. She was 20 years old when they started dating, and their relationship, despite constant attention, was quite private, indicating a mutual desire to stay away from unnecessary publicity and preserve the authenticity of their bond. However, when Camila turned 25 in June 2022, the world held its breath, observing this social game and awaiting the verdict of a pattern that had already become an internet meme. And just a few months later, in August 2022, news of their breakup broke, as if by an invisible but inexorable scheme. This event definitively solidified the 25-year rule in the public consciousness, transforming it from a joke into an almost confirmed regularity, which caused a new wave of ironic comments, analyses, and even surprise. The breakup with Camila became a major news item and sparked a wave of discussions on social media, in the media, and among fans, confirming that DiCaprio does not change his habits, despite the time and depth of the relationship. It reinforced the perception of DiCaprio as a man who does not wish to have long-term commitments or start a family with older women, or at least with women who cross a certain age threshold and, perhaps, begin to demand more stability, certainty, and a shared future. After his breakup with Camila Morrone, the world expected DiCaprio to find another young model. However, his subsequent relationships brought some surprises that sparked new discussions and speculation. Gigi Hadid, an attempt to break the pattern? Rumors of a romance with supermodel Gigi Hadid caused a real sensation. Firstly, Gigi was over 25, she was 27 at the time, which was a significant departure from his established pattern. Secondly, she is a mother, which was also a deviation from his usual type. This connection, though not officially confirmed, showed that DiCaprio can, at least temporarily, step outside his established patterns. They were seen together at parties, indicating some connection, but it seemed casual and did not escalate into anything serious. This could have been an attempt to change strategy or simply a coincidental occurrence. Vittoria Ceretti, a return to his roots? Currently, in 2024, DiCaprio is linked to Italian model Vittoria Ceretti, who once again fits his type, young, 25 years old, successful model. This indicates that, despite some deviations, his core preferences remain unchanged. The phenomenon of Leonardo DiCaprio and his romantic preferences raises many questions. Is this a conscious choice? Is it a subconscious avoidance of commitment? Or is it simply a reflection of his lifestyle, constant travel, no fixed abode, and a desire to maintain his freedom? It can be assumed that models, with their international careers and flexible schedules, fit better into his lifestyle than women with more settled lives or careers. The youth of his partners may mean less pressure regarding marriage and children, which allows him to focus on his career and environmental activism. The future of the eternal bachelor, will the pattern break? As Leonardo DiCaprio approaches his 50th birthday, the intriguing question of his personal life has become an increasingly sharp and widely debated topic, igniting not only playful irony and lively discussions across social media, but also genuine, profound curiosity among millions of fans, esteemed journalists, and even sociological researchers worldwide. Will he finally be able to break this well-established, decades-old pattern that has become an integral, almost mythical part of his public image, as recognizable and discussed as his unparalleled acting talent, influential philanthropy, and passionate, world-changing environmental activism? Will a woman ever enter his life who not only defiantly transcends the notorious 25-year rule, becoming an exception that proves, or perhaps even shatters, the rule, but also compels him to fundamentally re-evaluate his deepest, core priorities, truly opening himself up to long-term commitments, perhaps even marriage and parenthood, those significant, defining life stages he has so meticulously sidestepped, masterfully maneuvering around them? Or will his deeply ingrained desire for personal freedom, unyielding independence, and relentless career as a global environmental advocate forever solidify his status as Hollywood's most celebrated bachelor, seemingly content to remain unburdened by traditional family ties and public declarations of lifelong partnership, preferring a life beyond convention? Only time will tell if Leonardo DiCaprio can finally rewrite his romantic history, a narrative that has already been meticulously dissected in countless memes, analytical articles, talk shows, and even academic pop culture studies. Perhaps the ultimate challenge lies not so much in finding the one ideal partner who fits a predefined mold of beauty and age, but rather in his own internal readiness for profound, transformative personal change. Such a transformation might demand a radical departure from his accustomed comfort zone, a re-evaluation of decades-old habits, and a complete rethinking of what truly constitutes a fulfilling, happy, and meaningful life. The world will undoubtedly continue to watch, holding its breath, as this unique and almost magical romantic saga unfolds, keeping millions on the edge of their seats. Will we ever witness DiCaprio exchanging vows at the altar, marking a new, unexpected chapter in his life and questioning all previous theories, or will he forever remain the embodiment of Hollywood's romantic enigma, a figure who raises more questions than answers about the nature of love, commitment, and the pursuit of true happiness? His next romance, regardless of the form it takes or who his next chosen partner may be, will undeniably, once again, command the intense attention of millions, becoming a global phenomenon of discussion. Every new name linked to him sparks a fresh wave of speculation, detailed media analyses, and for many, a genuine, almost childlike hope for a happy ending that will contradict all previous statistical patterns. Will the next woman he dates prove to be the one who finally dismantles decades-old templates, demonstrating that age truly is just a number and that genuine love possesses the unparalleled power to alter even the most unwavering habits and beliefs, turning everything upside down? Or will Leo steadfastly continue to dance his unique, solitary waltz on the grand Hollywood stage, remaining a captivating, elusive enigma, forever true to his unwritten rules and the mysterious 25-year rule that has become his undeniable romantic calling card? Stay with us to find out the continuation of this unpredictable story. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to ensure you don't miss any new, fascinating stories about celebrity lives and other intriguing facts that we prepare for you. Stay updated with the latest happenings and share your thoughts and predictions in the comments below. We would be delighted to hear your unique perspective.